Hello and welcome once again, fellow gaming fans, to another episode of 7 Days to Die Alpha 16. I'm Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this video. I've done a thorough bit of looting in this. This is our forge house, which we found just right at the beginning of when we found this this so-called hub city here, which is across 3 biomes, which is really quite cool. We still haven't been absolutely into the centre, but I think we've seen everything it has to offer. However, we do have a town over in this direction, and in this direction, and in that direction probably, but not visibly so. At least I don't think so. But we've got a lot to do. We've got our new base location right here. I've even marked it on the map, and we've got sort of got the groundwork set up there. We've also established there's a trader straight opposite, which is fantastic, and we've got this forge here, which we're planning on, being able to come back and use when we need to. So as I say, I did a bit more loot. I'm going to go down here just to make sure I don't damage my legs. I shouldn't, should I? I really shouldn't. It's not high enough up, but if we're using this forge for a decent amount of time, what I'll do is I'll probably put some hay bales at the bottom there, and then we can jump with impunity, so that would be good. Okay, so I've got some random, that is not right, they've got some random loot in here, but what we have not got is wood. So yet again, we really need some wood, because overnight I was making arrows, new axe, a new bow, and boom, no wood left. And that was before I even tried doing any more upgrading. Oh yes, we have a supply drop over here as well, don't we? I just saw the parachute briefly, so we're going to zip off over here as well and grab that. But first of all, I'm going to chop down a couple of trees. Never exactly fascinating work, but necessary, unfortunately. Okay, that'll do for the moment, and I will replant that one. And we'll plant a few more around here as well. This isn't exactly going to be a tree farm, but I quite like the idea of having lots of trees around my base, but not in the immediate vicinity. Okay, so where's my chest? I could almost do with marking it on the map, but I believe I placed it next to that car. There we go. So as long as that car doesn't get blown up by something, yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it? If it's right next to a car, there's always the slight possibility that all my stuff will get blown up by a zombie aggroing on the car. So we might possibly think about just like getting rid of that car, just in case. But I don't want to lose my chest with all the stuff in it. But it's right next to where we're building the base, so we should be fine for that. Right, we need to pick up this supply drop, because it will probably contain some useful stuff. I could have done with some medical supplies last night, to be quite honest, after the pounding I took in the last episode. When I did exactly... Ooh, nice. Was that exploding crossbow bolt? And another flashlight. Got a couple of flashlights, but of course you can make mining helmets out of them, so that's a pretty good thing, to collect a couple of them together. And I'm hoping that somewhere between our 3 towns stroke cities we should be able to find a workbench that we can use, if not actually remove to our own location. So we're going to need to carry on with this and sort of get back to where we were before we were rudely interrupted by Alpha 13. Oh, good lord, we've got our first zombie, and just before he starts aggroing, oops, we'll totally miss a head. Twice. Come on, 3rd time lucky. No, not at all. Actually, I'm not sure if I even fired that one. Oh, my goodness me. Guys, okay. Oh, lovely. Look at that. I've got a choice of 2 now, which is a bit pointless, but there you go. Never mind, we've got a spare in case. Never know, do you? And I'll kill this one over here as well, just for the sport of it. Or just for the practice, quite honestly. Evidently, I need the practice. Hitting these guys is never particularly easy. I can hit them in the chest. I'd just like to be able to hit them in the face. Okay, paper. No thanks. At this point, we've got only 1 chest, so I'm still thinking that we're at a bit of a premium for storage space, really. So I'm going to first of all go through here and pick up everything that needs picking up, not my own frames. There we go. That's going to make it a little bit easier for us to see what's going on in here, because there's an awful lot of resources around here, as I was saying in the last episode, which is great, but it does mean that actually it's quite difficult when you try to construct things, because there's initially a lot of clearing to do. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And then we're going to do our damnedest so that we don't have to go all the way back to the forge house tonight. We've actually got somewhere secure to stay overnight. So we're going to have to get our skates on. Okay, so there we go. I've got all of the stones out of here, I think. I've got the odd little stone in here as well. So we're just going to finish off these bits here, which we couldn't place before because there were boulders in the way. And then we've got, oops, almost all of that. We've got it sort of all mapped out now. And then we're going to clear the grass, and I'm going to do this. I know grass gets automatically cleared when you place frames or blocks on it, of course, but we're not necessarily going to be doing that. And I prefer to keep the grass because, of course, it's a valuable resource. Certainly, early game, we can make ourselves more armour and clothing with it and things, which is good because I've recently upgraded my armour crafting, armour smithing, so actually we should be able to make better quality stuff than we had before. And it's used in other recipes as well, like for example hay bales, which we're going to be making good use of in later times as well. So I'd rather keep it than lose it. And then of course we are placed on a bed of clay, which means that when we dig all this up, which we probably won't get round to today, almost certainly, but when we dig this up, we're going to have a load of clay. Which means that we'll be being very efficient because we'll be digging this up in order to place our blocks down and getting a lot of clay at the same time, which is, yeah, killing two birds with one stone, I guess. Killing 2 zombies with 1 arrow, which would be cool, wouldn't it? I would love it if we could do that, but most of the time I can't even kill 1 zombie with 3 arrows. Okay, we're pretty much done here. Got most of the grass out now. I think that's it, unless I've missed any random bits. So now we can sort of see what we're doing. And of course, this isn't all on the same level. So, but what we're going to have to do, I think, is make it on this level here. Let's see, is that going to be the best thing to do? I think so. I think there's only 1 block in it, really. So we'll make this the ground level underneath my feet here. So which means we'll be digging this out, perhaps. But then it'll be up a step at the front there. I'm not sure, but we'll do it anyway. It'll be fine. We'll flatten it all out, and I'll probably have quite a few layers more around the outside than we can currently see as well. Which I mentioned before too. Do you have a zombie over there? No, that's just a tree stump, so that's fine. This, in case this is a little bit of a short episode, because I'm having to edit out an awful lot of the grinding. Apologies in advance for that, but there you go. Okay, how are we doing for stone? We've got 1204, which is not bad. We've got 43 clay, because while I was trying to aim for the grass, I was hitting an awful lot of... hitting the ground an awful lot, which has always been an annoying limitation with the grass. Hitboxes on it aren't as bad as they used to be, but they're pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to need to make ourselves an entrance, and this is what's going to be really important for later. Let's just see if we've got 43 lumps of clay, only 43. How many cobblestones can we make? Not many. 43 in point of fact, but we may as well do that. There we go. And then we're going to make flagstone, of course, just like last time, but we need our entrance. Just like last time, and we're going to do that from here, I think, or should we go in that direction over there? We have a boulder absolutely in this direction over here, so let's take that as possibly our goal, if you like, that boulder that's straight ahead of us. Now, I do have a shovel here. I actually have a couple of shovels though, and perverse as it might seem, I prefer to repair that before I use it, because otherwise it's going to be, well, I don't know. We also need these cobblestone rocks we've got here to make flagstones with, and we're not going to be able to make too many blocks with those, are we? So we only make 10, right? And we're going to need to make ladder to go down into our hole as well. So what we're going to do, I think what we need to do, we need to take some more clay. And we don't need to work too hard to gather clay. So let's do that now. And I'm just thinking that's not... Yeah, it's not kind of taking that much out here, is it? So what I should probably do, perhaps, I don't know. There we go. Maybe we should just think about digging out all of the... We will obviously ultimately be digging all of this clay out anyway. Just haven't got time to do it all now, so it's a question of getting enough clay that we can continue here. So I'm going to do the same on this side. And this is good for my mining skill too. And of course, digging into the stone will be likewise useful. There we go. Okay, so that's those done on that side. And that means we've now got 918 clay. Wowza. Let's make some more cobblestone rocks then with that. There we go. And we're also going to need some ladder actually. So I will just, because that's going to take 15 minutes. So we can only make a wooden ladder at this point. And we want to make 20. Because once we've got through 20... There we go. Once we've got through 20, we know we're deep enough. There we are. Cobblestone rocks. There. Lovely. And then we make as many of those as we can. There we go. Alright. And then we start to dig downwards. And because we're going to be facing in that direction, we want our ladder to be on this side. There we go. We're probably going to need these wooden frames. We're going to need one of these wooden frames above our own heads to stop the zombies, any zombies that come along to investigate, like a horde, for example. Could happen. Could very easily happen. We're going to just need one of those so that they'll just walk over the top of our heads rather than falling down on top of us, which has happened to me before. Are we getting clay there? Oh, super. We're getting some more clay as well, which is fantastic. And I'm going to get my cobblestone, my flagstone, blocks there. We're picking up a lot of dirt, which we don't necessarily need. And then I will make some more flagstones so that we can carry on all the way down. Well, we're a few blocks down already, and of course mining out a stone like this is very good for our use of mining tools and for our mining skill. Also very good for getting us resources like stone and iron as well. So we're getting a little bit of iron for our trouble here as well, which we can put through our forge and get forging iron to make ourselves some new armour and all of the rest of that. We'll set up our own forge as soon as we can so that we can be a bit more efficient. But one of the advantages of having a forge away from the base, of course, is that if we attract any attention, shall we say, it's not going to come to where we are. So that's kind of nice. And we won't be adding to the heat in the zone ourselves unless we spend a lot of time there. Now, I'm just pretty much running out of flagstone here. There we go, which means I'm not going to be able to get any further. I do have wooden frames, of course, to be able to get a little bit, to be able to sort of nerd pole my way out of here a little bit if necessary. But for the moment, let's just do that. And I'm going to make flagstone blocks now. There we go. And we'll just grab the first one and put that in my hotbar. There we go. And you can see we've only got 11 blocks to go down, or not even that, given that I've actually got a couple there to do as well. So I can't place these because I am in the way, but we've got one there and one there, and then one below us as well. So in point of fact, we haven't even got to go down that many. I think we probably need to go down another sort of 8 or so. Bearing in mind, we're probably not going to do the bottom rung of the ladder either. Am I even hitting the right block there? I think I am, but it's difficult to tell at this angle. And then, if all else fails, we've got somewhere safe to spend the night down this hole, and I can spend the night digging it out. So, in point of fact, I'm not planning on, let's put some ladder in first, shall we? There we go. I'm not planning on, where's my wooden frames? Digging down. You see, I've got iron there as well, which is obviously going to be a bit harder work to mine out. So I'll place ladder there, and I'll go down, put a bit more. There we go. Is there a block there to hang it on? I don't think there is actually, is there? Oh, crapola. There we go. We'll just do that. There we go. Predictably, the random horde has just turned up. Oh, and they know I'm here. How exactly are they knowing I'm here? That isn't very fair, is it? Okay, I can place a block there, or I could if I wasn't in the way. That's annoying. Okay, they don't know I'm here anymore. Right, but they will do in a sec, won't they? Ah, that is annoying. I'm going to have to remove that bit of ladder that's under me. I missed the one I was actually trying to place. There. There. Thank you. Okay. Let's try that again. There. And of course we can't sneak when we're doing this either. But we're going to go up top now and deal with them anyway. So. Holy crap. Oh, he's gone down there. That is not on, pal. He can't get out. But he's beating up my stuff, obviously. Die! I wish I had something to hit him with at this point, but I'm not very good with clubs, so I should probably just make one regardless. Is he dead? I think he's dead. But where's the other one? There was another one. I know there was. Oh, he's broken the top level. That is why he broke the top bit of the ladder, and then okay, there is a wandering horde just going off in that direction. So. Okay, there wasn't a top level, a top rung, was there? Oh, good grief. I'm going to put, very definitely, I'm going to put hay bales at the bottom of, just place the block, there we go, at the bottom of all the ladders I use, just to make sure that I don't fall down accidentally and break my legs, because that is what always happens, isn't it? So, I'm going to place these in here. Do we have any more? Yeah, we need to make cobblestone now, don't we? So, there we are. Ooh, loads. We make absolute loads of them now. There we go. So, we may as well. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Excellent. Good. Alright. And that is going to be our floor level there, I think. Except that is... Oh, it doesn't matter because they're going to be raised up anyway, so that is absolutely fine. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Okay, so what we're going to do up here, I'm going to get my shovel back again. Let's see how much quicker this one is. It may or may not be worth the effort or the risk of breaking it. I'm not going to allow myself to break it. I don't think that would. That is not part of my plan here. There we go. But we could use more clay at this point. We're going to get lots and lots of stone just by mining out our subterranean entrance. And that's all it is, remember, folks. It's a subterranean entrance. It's not a subterranean base. We've been over that one. I like my views. I like to enjoy the light effects. I like the views. I like to be able to look down on the zombies. That is what I prefer. Okay, there we go. We can do that because that one is not going to be used as an entrance. The other two possibly are. Certainly one of them is. Okay, and this we'll put at that level as well. At this point, it doesn't matter over much what the floor level will be. We're digging out a foundation here anyway. And flagstone is relatively cheap and easy to manufacture, so there we go. And we're getting lots of clay for this, which is good too. There we go. The durability of our shovel is going down pretty fast, of course. Oh, missed a bit. There we are. Oh, look. Hey ho. There we go. Okay, so that, it means there is less surface for zombies to aggro on as well, or less blocks for them to aggro on. They can jump over these, and it looks like the Wandering Horde did just that. But what we need here, of course, is a hatch for the moment. So I'm going to make a scrap iron hatch. We've got quite a lot of scrap iron in point of fact. Let's stop that again. And then make flagstone again. Flagstone. Here we go. I'm glad at this point that I have got... Let's just switch those two over. I'm glad at this point that I have got... There we are. I've got my mining helmet, because that makes a big, big difference. Because the last time we were doing this, last time we came around this particular circle, I didn't have the mining helmet. And therefore... Yeah, therefore I didn't... I couldn't really see what I was doing. So here we go. Let's see how we're doing for wood. Well, we've got enough wood at the moment for me to be able to make my... let's put the light on. For me to be able to make some more axes as we go. Of course, this is all going to be mined out as well. But what I'm actually going to do first, and I'm hoping I can do this without destroying the ladder I've already placed, because that is always the most aggravating thing, to be honest, is that when you're standing in the same space as a ladder, you will almost invariably hit the ladder, even if you're facing the opposite direction. Thankfully, I'm not at the moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the block behind me as well. That way I can back off slightly, hopefully, and not hit the ladder when I'm trying to, you know, take out the sides of the tunnel in order to reinforce those as well. This is also going to enable me to inset torches or candles into the wall so that we can see what we are doing. This is the plan. What is that? That's sand. Okay, I might be better off with my shovel there. Let's put those that way around. That is not what I meant. This is what I meant. There we go. So, where are we at? We've got... Yeah, and that's usually... Gravel is usually an indicator of... Yep, that's iron. Usually an indicator that we're heading into a seam of something, which is good news and bad news at the same time. The good news is that we've got lots of iron, which is going to be fab for forging. The bad news is that, of course, it's going to take us a lot longer to get through the blocks because they're really, really hard. So that's not ideal. But we've got only 11 more pieces of ladder to place. Now we've got... That's just stone there. Or rather 4 more pieces of ladder to place. I'm looking at the flagstone blocks. Right, are we not making cobblestone here? No, but we should be making flagstone. Let's see how many... We can make 38 more now, which is fantastic. There we go. So we've only got 4 more of these to place, and you can see I can back off and actually place those right there now because I've dug backwards as well. So it gives me a bit more latitude. And I only have to place 2 more pieces of ladder, and then we are at an appropriate depth that maybe the zombies won't be able to detect us when we are below, which is always good. I might go, just for safety, a couple more blocks below that, because you have to take into account the height of your own head. And in any case, I think it needs to be about 25 blocks unless that has changed. But it's a good rule of thumb to start with. Well, there it goes. It's night time now, so hopefully, as I say, we will be safe enough down here behind our hatch and what have you. And we are currently 20 blocks down, or rather my feet are 20 blocks down. My head technically is more like 19 blocks down. We have 10 skill points available to us, and I am just wondering if we have got access to -69, and we've got 2 out of 5, and actually we have to have mining tools 20. So mining tools, specifically mining tools. Yes, there we go. We're at 13. So I think for the moment we're just going to save those points. But -69 is going to be pretty useful to us. We're not doing that much subterranean mining, subterranean work, so we should be all right, to be honest. But it might just take me a little while doing this because, yeah, a stone axe isn't ideal for mining stone and iron out the ground. But there we go. So we've only got... I've made another 5 pieces of ladder just to make sure that we're definitely sort of, you know, at a level where we're less likely to be detected. So I'm going to place those, and then we'll know that we're at the appropriate depth. And then I'm going to start mining out our tunnel in the direction, our entrance and exit tunnel in the direction of that boulder over there. And I think that's going to be, or rather, yes, behind me at the moment, isn't it? But I think when we get to the opposite side of that boulder, we're going to be far enough away from our base to sort of avoid aggro and or detection. Which should make a relatively safe entrance and exit. Of course, our strategy on that regard is going to have to change slightly somewhat when the breadcrumb AI is introduced, which is going to make zombie pathing that much more intelligent, which means they'll just be able to sniff us out, fair or unfair, as you might imagine that to be. There we go. We all love a challenge, let's face it, but for now, this works, and we do what works for us, because I prefer, frankly, building a base that I know is going to work, and that I know is going to be of maximum efficiency, which means that we end up following pretty much the same kind of design each time, because it works. And because I know that way I'm not going to have to spend most of the time repairing it up, which means that in return for that we basically get more time looting and exploring, making ourselves a mini bike, building outposts and all of that kind of thing, and then playing with hordes rather than having to worry about the grind. Because if you're in a position where you have to spend all the time in between hordes repairing the base, well, it's limited what you can do. You can't really expand the base, you can't sort of start, sort of skilling up in any other areas. You don't get very much exploration done. So if you want to explore other aspects of the gameplay, really, you need a base that's not going to take all of your time. So that is my thinking, and I hope you agree with me on that one, though we all know there are lots of different ways to go about playing this game, and a lot of other games besides. 50% hunger. Yeah, I could do with stopping for a little snack break here, but I'm going to work on through the night. And in the next episode, we're going to perhaps take an episode or two before we've caught up to where we were before, because I just about mined myself out a little cubby hole, little hidey hole, and that's something we've yet to do down here. I'm going to make our main passageway going through in the direction of that boulder, as I say, but I'm going to also make a little subterranean chamber, which is going to serve as our underground refuge and storage centre and crafting room until such time as the rest of the base is sufficiently ready, which is going to take a while. And is going to be done in stages. So in the meantime, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, you know what to do. Let me know by hitting that like button and leaving your comments, your suggestions, hints and tips, or sharing your own gameplay. Go for it. There we go. I only need to place one more block. Magic, but I'm gonna need another axe as well, and you don't spell it like that. Also looking forward here to being able to place a campfire down and be able to have my respawn point somewhere underneath the base, as opposed to in the forge base way over there. And it's not that far away, but it is pretty far if you happen to, if you happen to die in the middle of the night or whatever. So yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys will join me for the next episode of 7 Days to Die. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye bye for now.